Welcome, YouTube. Welcome, Twitch. I was going to do this stream yesterday, but, well, things happened. There was things that happened, they happened, and that's how it goes. So, we're going to be doing this today, which is learning how to drive Nurburgring. Because basically speaking, over the whole weekend, if you tuned in at some point, I managed to rack up a rather impressive number of hours for me. I think it was 17, 18 hours over the weekend. And yesterday, I just basically went to work and then, well, so that happened. So today we're going to go through and take a look at Nürburgring. Since I got to level 20, I did a couple at the end of the last stream, but we're going to look at it in more detail, and I'm going to try and learn it a bit more. So we're going to kind of progress through from something that's slower to something that's a good bit, well, scary. We'll also have something else to sort of like do as an announcement thing. You may have, if you've been watching my streams for a while, noticed a little something that had been popping up now and again. And it's to do with a bit of a collaboration with PSVR World, which you'll be able to find on YouTube. There'll be details in the YouTube video later on, but yeah, PSVR World, and it's to do with Beep's birthday thing, but it's between myself, PSVR World, Polish Paul, well, you may have seen Polish Paul comes in the channel now and again. So Polish Paul, PSVR World, I'm gonna rewind this. I'm being hacked already by myself. So Polish Paul, PSVR World, and I meant Polish Paul, your PSVR news do. That's the word. Freshest news in the village, I would say. Freshest news in the village, which he does have. And then you have PSVR Without Parole, formerly Without Parole Games, and Brian from there. Another good channel. News, vlogs, bit of chat. You know, the whole player takeover bit. They did a nice one that I was watching today, actually, about Bloody Zombies, which I've done a video on in the past. They did, like, a nice talk about. So I kind of enjoyed that today. And then we have, of course, Nathy. And Nathy, if you haven't heard of Nathy, go on YouTube, search for VR and Nathy. You'll find it. He does tons of stuff all over the place, all about VR. So we're going to get into our own bit of metaverse. Hope you don't mind for a moment there, Nathy. As we learn this. But, of course, you know, in case you're wondering what the other thing that I was talking about, that's the thing that's been happening. Keep on being hacked by that. So, that's what we keep on getting a bit of a problem with Project Morpheus. But you'll have to go to PSVR World to find out exactly what that's about. And like I say, I'll leave a link to the video down below, and at the end of this video, there will be one of the links that goes into the YouTube thing up there, so you'll be able to see that there. As always, I should also have some things here that's working. I'm just gonna check something, because I did check something. I normally test things out. Is my bot working, and what voice will it give you?
Ketchup says, test.
Yay! It worked. I like that. So we like tests, and tests work. It gave me a good voice. I like that voice. That's quite good. Right. we're going to get into this. And we're going to start with the Go-Kart. That's very poor rhyming of some sort. I don't know. Anyhow, let's just do this. Back into the VR. We like it. Of course, I have talked on this subject a lot with GTR and its VR offering. That the VR itself is really cool, but it is kind of limited in its game mode. So you just have a VR showroom and VR drive, which is against one AI car for a set number of laps. And there's so much more that could be done with this, even within the constraints of just keeping the performance level, like time trials, like being able to set the number of laps, like being able to set the difficulty of the AI. So, just want to kind of throw that out there. But, what we are looking at today is this one right here. The Nuremberg 24-hour, Nürburgring 24-hour. 15.77 miles of track. It's insane. It's deadly. It's amazing. And it's all there. So, we're going to start a nice afternoon sunny day. And as I said, we're going to start this off in a go-kart so that we can take it a bit slow. There are going to be some bits that are going to take a good bit of time because it's a go-kart. But it's going to give us an unparalleled way to look around us and see the whole environment, so I can actually tour the track. I'm also going to do a couple of things that I don't normally have on here. So, as you've seen, if you watch any of my older videos on GT, I tend to just have the cones on at the side of the road. But this time I'm going to have everything on. All the racing line, the cones, and the other guides. We're also going to take a quick look at something else while we're in this mode here, while we're going to be doing this. I love the way that it gives you the sound of the car you're getting into, its motor. So, just so we can see what we're doing. Oh. Driving options. So, I've got some traction on. This driving lane assist is the thing, so it gives you the indicators. That driving lane assist is indicators, it's not actually driving the car for you. The auto drive would be driving the car for you. So that, of course, is off. Braking indicators are off. Active stability management, yeah, we'll do that. Counter steering assistance, off. ABS default, and I've got traction control on as well. And manual transmission. Now, the other bit we have here is these settings. So, as you can see, you can do different things. Unfortunately, you can't level up this car. It's set. It's got a set ride height, differential gears, and we can tune this. But 112 miles per hour on a go-kart, that's fine. We'll live with that, although we could push it a little bit. Look, we'll push it up to, because there's a very long straight, we'll push it up to 118. 124? Ooh, yeah. 130! I mean, 137 in a go-kart. This could actually be handy here. So, we're not worried about winning, but it could be handy for some of the longest straights. So we'll push it up to the 137 miles per hour. in a go-kart. I like it. It's so ridiculous. Okay. Let's go. So I'm not worried about racing here. We've got our lovely go-kart. As you can see, this is starting in the GP section of Nurburgring. And we're as close to the ground as you can get. The yellow line down there is not normally on there. That is my guidance. And let's go. So this bit is still on the GP track. And when they go from the GP track onto the... Oh, there's a roller coaster. Didn't notice that before. Check that out. There's a roller coaster. It goes like all the way down there and round, and that is so cool. So if you go to Nuremberg and there's a race on, you could watch the race from a roller coaster. That is crazy. I love it. So we're going to come down. First corner is going to be this nice tight corner. And then we've got a tight left. And this is still on the GP circuit part. Because the rest of Nuremberg is, well, very, very rough, as it were. It's a very hard track, and it has a reputation, and deservedly so. So we're going to be down here as well. I think we're going to be taking that at about second. Mostly. Most cars will be second. Look at the view from here as well. I mean, there's loads of people in the stands. I can see all the way down, straight past there. And this sort of thing here. So that's your times and things. So yeah, you can see positions and times and stuff. So we've got the first 10 there. We're going to be coming up, and we're still on the GP all the way round. There's going to be a bit of braking back here, and we'll probably need accelerate a bit through that. Still have to watch it and just keep on accelerating up here. And then we come into a left-hander. And as you can see, we've got these markers as well. That's going to be a really slow one. That's going to be quite dodgy, so when we'll come along in just a nice sort of thing to the right, that's also going to be quite slow. You can see so far away there as well. It's really kind of impressive, just the distance. I think that's one of the things that is kind of showing this mode a bit more different to the other races, is how far you can see into the distance. So this one's going to be another one where we're going to be dropping down. That's probably going to be a second gear as well, in across here. And this is where we change off. So normally I'd be expecting to go off that way, I think. And as we come round here, we've got a bit of a change. So we're going from what's the GP circuit, and then we're going to be coming down into here. And now we're on the other part of the circuit. And this has got all the graffiti and everything that goes across the track surface that is very famous. No stands around here, it's all like just embankments. We're going to be kind of slow around that. I'm not sure about that one. This is kind of a very very dodgy bit. I mean, it's very thin. Very thin. Cross. That could be... I'm not sure there. Medium gears, not all the way on the brakes or anything there. Wow. Look, that's what the force feedback does. That is what the force feedback would do if you let go of it. So you can... So this bit is very gentle curving, good bit of acceleration. And I think past this, come into a dip, it goes over a hill, you'll be full out speed along here. Somewhere up here you need to let off the gas.
Says, hi buddy, back at it I see. Did you try the Honda kart thing?
I did take a little of a try yesterday, but it is a weird one. I'm going to do that one a little later. First I'm doing this kart, then I'm going to do the Mazda, then the Honda, I think. So I think keeping it open first of all, but that Honda is very skittish. So
VanBeansel says, it is odd.
It is. So we're going to be coming across there. You need to brake that other bit. So where it's coming over a hill there, you have like a flat out section, and it kind of like does a left. And if you're off the gas and you get left in right, you can still maintain quite high speed. And then it's going to be a right hander, and you need to slow down for that right hander.
VanBeansel says, faster thou.
And then we come into these parts where it gets crazy. So you're going to want to basically get all the speed up, and then it's going to be like, oh right, on the brakes really quite suddenly at different points. So there, and then into something like here, that one not so much. You're still going to have to hold off. Then you're going to be back into the brakes again. That's going to be a dodgy corner. In really fast car, that is going to be a proper pain in the neck. It'd be really easy to crash there, and I have. You can see one of the first places I did when I first got on this track, major crashes happened there. I think it was that bit. My first drive around, I did that crash that was a 170 miles an hour crash. It was like, what? So then it's all on the gas and slow it down, and then back up around, and I think, are we back on the gas again? No, we've got a slow bit section, so it's like going to be semi. I think in a really fast car you're going to have to slow down a lot there.
Says, what was that wheel again you were using?
It's the G29, the Logitech G29, and I have the shifter as well. The shifter I actually have modded a little bit so that it doesn't feel quite as toy-like, because it's a very short shift, and you can get a thing that will go down inside the shifter so that it has a much more positive lock, so you can feel the gears much better, because without it, it did feel very toy-like. It didn't feel like you needed a lot of pressure, and it wouldn't lock into place that well. Right, that one's going to be a slow down into that, slow down here, really slow for here. And then back up onto gas, off, probably off gas, onto brakes in a fast car.
VanBeansel says, I've seen that mod.
Yeah, it's very good. It's just like two pieces of 3D print acrylic type material, and you just take the top of the ball thing off the top of the gear stick, and the covering. You just undo a couple of screws, plop one thing down, plop the other one down, do everything back up, and boom, instant change-o to the feeling of the gear shift. It's an Italian company that made it, I think. But it really does work quite well. They also do another mod for the foot pedals for the brake. So if you're not feeling that the brake is quite nice enough for you, they do some other mods to modify the brake, because some people find that although it gives you like a different varying in pressure, so the idea of it is you've got the small easier bit you can feather touch near the top, and then it starts to get really hard to push, and then the 100% on the brake is actually you have to stomp down on it quite a good bit. So for me, the brake works fine, it feels okay. There is a bit where it ends a little bit more abruptly than a brake in a real car, but then versus actual racing cars, racing car brakes are actually really quite resistant. So, but for the price of the steering wheel with the brakes, the pedals that it's got, I find the brakes are actually quite good.
Need a folding seat. Been after the play seat challenge, but no stock anywhere. Was just going to get the Thrustmaster 150 for the price, so should I get the wheel you got maybe?
It really does depend on if you are set on Thrustmaster or not, because I mean, this is something I find weird actually, as I'm here. If you're going along and you're sat still and you're near trees, because they're kind of like 2D, 3D things, if you do that, you can see the trees, the foliage actually moves over the top of the trees like that, and that is really weird. So they really shouldn't do that. That's kind of a bit immersion breaking in my mind, and I don't know why they did that. But look, it's like they're dancing. I don't know why I did that song. I normally do mana 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 mana. So you can also see that as you're driving past, they're rotating. Of course, when you're going down here really fast, you're never going to notice that. But as I'm kind of doing that rather still, I wonder, you know, the programming they've used to rotate these things to give the impression of 3D.
Says, resource saving that.
It is resource saving, but there's something there that's a little odd. Just a little bit. Like the choices of some of the things, but when you start to move properly, you don't really start to notice that. But it's just because I slowed down so much that we would. So this is going to be a really slow corner. Would have had to brake in there. And I can't remember, we should be coming up to quite a famous section of this track. Yes, this is the first one. The track has two of these sections, which are like these bowl sections with the sink in them, as it were, that you have to go around. I mean, the ideal is actually, as you can see, here's the racing line, so you'd be across here.
Says, got to go catch up again soon.
Take it easy, thanks for coming along. So we'll kind of like go around there, and then we're going to level off to the right. And that can be tricky. If you do that wrong in a car, you can come flying off at the top there. In real life, it's really quite dangerous. Well, this whole track in real life is dangerous, but cheers for joining there, dude. Oh, they changed my bot, so it's that Van? Yes, it is. Sorry, Van. It's like, well, I kind of thought, I know who it is from talking, but, what? The bot has changed a little today, so it's, they've updated the beta of the chat bot that I'm using, so, because I'm using a beta version at the moment. Right. So this is going to be really exciting section.
Hello.
Hey Cobra, how you doing? I am taking the slow man's tour of Nuremberg in the kart. You like it? What? I took my eyes off the road. Just as a familiarization bit, and we've got the driving line, so you can see around. How you doing, by the way? Doing good? So we've done that one curveball thing, and this is going to be kind of like a fast sequence. So I think there's going to be a lot of on gas, off gas, tiny touches of brakes all the way through this sections. A couple of bits where we're going to be slowing down on the brakes, and then back onto the gas again, trying to maintain a higher top speed. Come down. This one's going to be another one of those abrupt changes down when we get into proper faster cars. Oh, Loud Cobra here also has this in VR.
Says, saw you commented on my vid of this track.
Yeah, it was good, dude. It was a good run. I'm no, you know, hats off. I'm not that fast. So this is going to be a fun bit. I like this bit. But we'll have to slow down by that bit, so it's going to be quite fast, string together, slow down, then it's going to be speeding straight up again. More of these sort of like chained corners with all these banks and hills. Even in this little tiny car, it's very active on the force feedback. If I was to let go here, it will throw me off this track. That's going to be a semi-fast corner, and more like that as well. And here we go with the second one of these. This one again, it'll be all the way down into low gears, cross, and then transferring straight over, and the car's got a bit of a bump there. There's VW signs. Which graffiti is that? It was on there actually.
Loud Cobra says, second gear.
Yeah, for most I would say that's going to be the case. Second gear around those. Yeah, there you go. VW logo. I can't believe how detailed this track is as well. I mean, it's all there as it would actually all be there. In real life. It's such a detailed work they've done with this track. Pretty much all the tracks as well. And of course this is a real world track, and they've been, you know, they've been very true to life. I just would love to see what someone like Sabina Schmidt would make of this. If you had like Sabina Schmidt try this in VR and get her feedback on what this track is like in GT Sport, that for me would be a true measure of what this track is like and what the job they've done with this track is like. Now this is the big long straight. Now this straight is massive. This is one of the places where you can get your cars up to their absolute maximum. This track as well, if you want to feel the top speed, you quite often will put your final gears up there to try and get the okay, I've overbaked this on the gearing for this car. It can't deal with the uphill part. But basically, you will get your car up to its top speeds around here. You'll be over this hill, then it's slow the hell down, off the gas, brake, slow down more, slow down more, slow down even more, thing, bam, second for this corner. You have to be in second by that corner, or you're going to be in that barrier. It would be a world of hurt. And now we're back onto basically that's the bit where it changes. So it's the back onto the GP track. So there's the normal part from the GT track, and this is where the rest of the track just joins in. So it's like you've come straight off that and thing. Now, if you're used to not doing the full 24-hour, which includes both tracks, normally if you just do the Nürburgring, you won't do that part. You'd actually be coming down in through here, this part here, and that's the pit lane, the old pit lane. So you would go from there. Because I did the full one that includes the GP, we come down onto the GP starting grid, down into the stadium here, and we should be able to see where does the roller coaster go from here. Because we saw the roller coaster. I think the roller coaster goes over somewhere here. Look out for the roller coaster here on the left. Nope, we didn't see it. Right. So that was the long tour. One of the things to notice, actually, when it goes to the end, there's a very quick blip where you see there was a table that shows you your times and the time of the AI car. They don't leave it up, and that's really, really, really annoying. Once again, I just have to iterate, it would be so good to have a time trial on this, especially something like Nuremberg, where you really do want to learn how to conquer this track, how to really make it your own. And time trials is definitely what does that. I mean, there's no two ways around it. Right. So now we're going to change it up a gear from that last one. We're going to use a straight up domestic car because I want to still be able to see a load of the track around me and take it a little bit easy. So we're going to use this. Yeah, a nice little Roadster S, aka a Mazda MX-5. So this is basically a Mazda MX-5 ND. Of course, different places called the Roadster S. Originally, this car in Japan was called the Eros. So the very first model iteration of it was called an Eros, and over here it was called the MX-5, but in Japan it was originally called the Eros. And then you've got different iterations where they've just called it MX-5 everywhere, and here they're saying Roadster S. But there we go. Group mix with an 86 GR MN. Now, obviously, they do have the top down on this. I'm going to keep the driving aids on for now. So that's the Toyota. That's something that confuses me, why they call it an 86 GT, because the logo actually has GT86. It's a manual, so I'm going to use my manual gearbox just to feel it. So we're going to be straight on the brake all the way down into first. It's a really tight corner. And then it's going to be another tight corner coming out through here. Still on the GP portion of the track, I think. That should have been second. And this one, again, second. Though in a really fast car, you might actually drop that down to first just to get the revs. Nice long one, but then it becomes tighter there. Again, that might be one where you do similar. I know people have said the car doesn't do like dynamic shifting of what it's doing, but it really does. The AI does actually change speed. If you're going to be doing something slow, that car actually does go quite slow. What I have found is the AI can be really cruel and can kind of play bumper cars with you at different points. So you've got to watch out for the AI car on this track, especially like here where you've got to be really clean on your brake points. I've also noticed these cars like to use the indicators. There's always an indicator running. Like I can use my indicators there. I can use left indicator. I've got hazards. We can't see that, but there's lights on. Other lights. And the lights would be off. Right. It's like a nice country drive in a minute. And then we're back here down into second. On the power again. It's going to curve all the way around. And then we're going to be off the power all the way down. And I think all the way down some may actually be in first gear. If you've got a really fast car, that's so tight that's going to go first, accelerate again, straight on brake. That's going to be nice and tight with a very fast car. So, and then we can accelerate away a bit. And then we've got to watch out. This is now the old section. So we'll be accelerate, accelerate, off, on, then slow down past this next one. Because that's going to be tight, but it's going to be not second, but you're going to have to be second for here. So you'll be possibly third up there, second by the next bit. So braking as you're going through the corner. Really complicated. This bit, a bit of acceleration, a bit of off the accelerator as well. And see that AI car likes to catch up with you. I've had, when you're in one of the faster cars, if you're not fast enough through there and you're not maintaining it, you'll find the AI car, if it's behind you, it will get right up behind you, right in one of your wings, and it will literally barge you off the track. So do watch out for that, because the AI can actually play very, very nasty.
Loud Cobra says, important to know which curbs to use and which to avoid for a good time also.
True. I'm following the racing line on here, so some of these can undulate. If you're in a full thing, you'd normally be flat out here as well. You actually want to stay over and take your foot off the accelerator before that corner, so that you actually come down here, because you're going to be on those brakes kind of hard into this corner, but you don't want to slow down too early, or again that AI car is going to smack the back end out of you. And then we're going to be literally a nice sort of gentle curves. You can kind of clip all the way down here, but you want to stay off the grass on these bits. If you touch a grass part like that, this is what happens there. Yeah? Absolutely stay off that grass. And that means like a single wheel touch on the grass can send you spinning. Some of the curbs you're okay to clip. You still want to maybe play it cautious. This bit's a weird one. That one you need to be down into second normally, and you can end up flying off of there as well.
Loud Cobra says, think of it like good curb, bad curb, make him up in your track memory.
There we go. That's a good idea. It does have sort of like parts of it actually have a good flow of a section, because, well, that's a bad way to do it. Okay, let's get this back under control. Parts of it do have like a flow where you'll actually just be, how do I describe it? The good curb, bad curb. So you'll come into a series of turns and they'll actually form one sweep. So the first curb you'll come across, you can actually just swerve in, hit one of the curbs, it'll go across, you won't go fully across to the other side, so you miss another curb, come across, and then as you come out, you'll see there'll be another curb before you change direction. So it'll like swerve in, then come back out, along the line here, down into another part here, into a slow, and then you'll get, it's all been right through a couple of corners, and then it's going to change the direction. And then we've got a straight up normal change of direction, but there's a few of them where they really do link together, so you've got one particular thing, so all you're doing is making sure balance the throttle, and it kind of like links together. It's kind of nice when it goes right. When it goes wrong, you touch, like say, you don't want to touch there, you can come across here, you're going to go all the way across. Say that one could be one that you can touch, you need to slow down, boom, 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 because you're going to have another tight section past there, and then speed up, and it's not all the way back on here because you're going to have to slow down there as well. It's such a complex track. It's beautiful and fun, and the sights as well. There's one particular section where it really is harrowing. So I think this is one of those sections where it starts to get, you'll be putting on, oops. So that's the second. There'll be a section around here somewhere, I think, or is it after the first bowl, where you have a load of sweeping curves that kind of like go down into a furrow and then climb back up again. And this track is full of all these little hills and some of the different parts of the road, like there. The road kind of does this everywhere. I'm taking a nice, the country style version. Oh, I love that. The light that just comes there and boom. That's really cool. So we'll be slowing back down around here. Just play with him a bit. And we've got a second coming up in a moment. So we'll be quite fast over there. And then it's going to be slow all the way down. And then we should be coming up to the first bowl section. Speed up a bit. Watch out for the slowdown up here. All the way over to the right. And then slam on the brakes. And we're all the way into the left. So that we're coming around doing that whole thing there. And we're going to transfer across to the right as we come out the other end. Back up onto the gas. And it's got another one of these undulating curves again. Straight down here, and it's going to flow. In a fast car, that's going to feel like it flows. And it's those transfer points again. So we're going to be on the gas, just building up the speed on that. And then it's slowed down again. And then it's going to be, again, another section where you're going to have sort of like, be cautious about a couple of the turns. And then it's going to go right. We've got past a certain point. I think it's this next corner. It's we'll go past this point, and then it's going to be sort of like semi-fast. Where is it? It's one of these up here. I'm sure of it. Where you end up with it kind of like semi-fast, and then you're back up onto the gas. After sort of like a sequence here. No, it's not. My track knowledge is not good enough. We'll be down in second again. Back on. Are we coming up onto the next bowl? There's two bowls. We've done the bigger bowl. Just the second bowl is kind of more a little one. That one was a proper horseshoe shape. Here we go. So that's going to be quite fast here, through there, almost straight line, tiny bits of turns onto the brakes, bump, onto the gas, nice curve again, and again. This car, of course, is great fun to drive in, but it's not anywhere near the sort of speeds or anything that you're going to end up doing with anything else. That's a nice gentle one. Don't make the mistake of touching the grass out here, though. We're going to be slowing down in a second. Here we go, down, and then back up again. And here's the next bowl. So again, back into second. Quick little blip across here, transfer across to the right, and we're still on the left as it's going on to the right. If you do that kind of wrong, it could be nasty. And then again, we've got a couple of bits where it's like on gas, off gas, not too much on the brake, on gas, building up speed, boom, then it's just full on straight. We're going to stay on left, over to the right a bit, more middle ground though. So we want to be more sort of like, there's going to be a bridge up here shortly, and it'll be like at the top of that, that's kind of the peak of your speed. So we're going to come up the hill, up, come. This is our far right point. This is the point where you've come over this hill. You've got a tiny bit, the left turn. If you're in a really fast car, you're going to be off the gas by that point. You can sort of like speed up, then it's full off the gas, control the slowdown. Because you're going to have to be coming down through the gears all the way down through here to hit second gear for here. If you don't control the speed going down there, you're going to be like whack, whack, whack everywhere. It's just going to throw you for a loop. And if you get some of the really fast cars there, you can get some of the cars up to like hopefully the 230 mark or something else like that, maybe higher. Okay, we're gonna go with a kind of an odd car next. Again, we're gonna speed up a bit. So we've had our go-kart tour. We're gonna speed the whole thing up a bit more. Hey, Wheelie, how you doing? Right, so let's go back, and we're going to be using a Honda. This is a very weird car. It's also, I wouldn't say open top, it just doesn't have a top. It doesn't have a side, even, so it's a really odd car. And as a Japanese car, it's also left-hand drive, which is very odd for a Japanese manufacturer to make a left-hand drive car, when it's only got one seat. It's just a weird car. So we're going to do that. Where has it gone? Here it is. This Project 204, powered by a RC213V. So, yeah, you can see what I mean by it's really odd. It is just so odd that, number one, it is left-hand drive, and it doesn't have a side to the car. The car has no side. So I just find it really weird, and obviously it's like an open wheel type thing. It's very strange car. With a very odd sounding engine as well. Sounds more like I don't know what it sounds like. Off. Off is what it sounds like. But hey. Sounds like some gardening...
Patrick Rossier says, "Where did you get that?"
Honda. If you go into the shop, it's one of the ones that you can buy. And be warned, it is extraordinarily skittish. Really skittish. But it's really kind of cool because you're open to the elements, and it is a bit more aggressive when it comes to its speed. This is kph there, so 113 there. And you can see how aggressive it is on the steering. It really does need some tuning, I think. I need to learn how to tune these things up, because it's got a really nasty bite, and it just wants to slip everywhere. And of course, in VR, you have to tune the car before you take it on the track. I forgot, that's going to be second. Oh, the other thing that I don't like with VR does this cut-off thing. It's like, really? Really? There's no side to this car. Why does it want to immediately put me in like that. If I do that, watch this. So it's very odd like
Yeah,
that.
says, change tires maybe.
Change tyres, that's a good idea. It'll have the normal racing hards. Let's give that a quick go, actually. Let's change the tyres up. So, oh, this is something else you can do. You can level this up. So this isn't fully leveled up. So we can, with different cars, you can actually level different parts up. So this one, you can level up 3 levels. There we go. So that's now maxed out the power of this car. The weight reduction is as full as it goes, and like I said, we're on sports hard. Let's go for racing soft. We're doing 1 lap. Though it's 15 miles, if you're doing like a full-on thing, then it would destroy them. But we want something that's got a good bit more grip. We're just going to keep everything else as standard. See if that helps it. I've upped the power, and I've done that.
Says, super soft.
Super soft? Okay. Well, I suppose there's not going to be the there's not going to be the wear, so we'll put it on super soft.
Says, even more grip.
True, but if they put, say, a time trial in, or they put options where you have tyre wear off, or tyre wear that's on, and you wear the super softs on a track like this with something that's going to lose, your tyres could end up worn out by the end of a single lap. So careful with that. We also have, obviously, ride height. That's all you can change on this one.
Says, no tyre wear, so it's okay.
Exactly. But if there was, then you'd have a problem. Right, transmission. Options on this, you've got normal or fully customized. Then you can set max speed. I'm just going to leave it at the default. So I'm going to leave that there for later. With these cars, I think the other reason what would be nice to have the time trial is so that you go through this and you just work it off, work it down, and find out how you want to set the car up.
Super soft would be great for qualifying times online.
Yeah. We also have up there 2 different things there where it's sort of like road, drift. I don't know if you can you actually, in other parts, expand how many settings there are? So you'd have road, and then you'd have like a setting for particular tracks. That's the other type of thing you'd have there. That's to do with balance on different things. And as you can see here, it tells you what the different things are going on with this car. So we've got max power is 211. The torque, and then you've got the total weight. So this is a light car, obviously, and then the drivetrain. So this is MR. So it's gonna want to go. Basically, the back end is always going to want to go. MR cars, the balance is always on a knife edge. And this has a video camera for a rear view. And we're going to be third here. And then down in second. No, first even. But it's going to be second down to third. You can always do that quicker. I'm taking that kind of slow. Going to be second up to here. So that's saying first out. I think my AI part doesn't have its power-ups on. Down a gear here. Back up. We're going to be coming across to the right. And we want to just be braking there. Back on the brakes. Nice and easy through the corner. Start accelerating as soon as we're past that midpoint. And we're not all the way off here, but you might want to ease up on the gas a little depending on the car. This car can take it. I'm maxed out already. So this car, we can definitely push the final gear ratio up. You have that can be really tight in a much faster car. You're so open to the elements in this car though. Oh. Yeah, the super soft are making all the difference here, dude. Back on the brake, second. Back up. Up through the gears. Off the gas. Down a gear. Back on the gas. Not actually braking there, just using the gearing. Down again in second. For that corner, then back up. There, we can use that one. Oh. Not bad. 135. Ooh. I want to see actually, I think we can tune that up a bit more. I think it's using up its gears far too fast there. It's kind of an interesting car, actually. I kind of like its openness. Let's change the car settings. We've got more power there. Let's. I mean, I got up to that 6th gear so quickly, so I think we can definitely use some of the auto settings. So they're saying 230s. I don't think 236 is a little bit ambitious. I think maybe let's try 174. Let's try for 174. Yeah, this is my max speed for MPH, and that's going to keep an even distribution on the gears. Now, you can come in and just sort of like set these down that way, and then do a final gear thing. So the final gear will just go bump. Yeah. We'll try it at 174. I think 174 miles an hour for a car like that is going to be plenty. We'll see how it deals with that gear ratio. So the other gear ratio, it was flying through those gears. It was flying through it. So we shouldn't be as quick on the acceleration now. This other car may get us a little bit closer here. Out to wider there. In. Back up through the gears. You don't come on the gas too early there, otherwise it's flying off. Already I was up to 5th gear there. This car is actually crazy fast for what it is. I mean, it's a little bullet. Sorry, I got an itchy nose, man. I get that. It's really annoying sometimes. Is he behind me? Wow! That was good fun. Up to fourth, we're going to be keep on the gas with this car. Sixth gear, that's 140. Wow, that is incredible. I'm liking this, it's kind of active. We might be able to push that final gear even more. I think we should be able to push that final gear even more. Oh, whoa, oh. Jeez. Oh my God, did you see that? Oh. Whoa. Now, something you've got to watch for is sometimes you'll be sitting somewhere and the steering wheel will want to do that. Don't know why. But it does. Right, I think we can push the final gear up higher with this car. I like this. I like this car. It's like, I like how open it is. It really does actually feel quite good. The balance on it is going to be the thing of keeping it together.
That was exciting.
Yeah, dude. I was flying literally as it came over that bump. I think it literally caught the air and the aerodynamics just lifted the thing away. I'm like, what's the... Oh. What? Yeah. Right. I think we can push the final gear on that up even higher. I'm thinking 205. So I think it got up to 6th and it was going to give way far too early. So I'm going to put that up to 205. And we'll see how it deals with that. If that can do 205 and a thing like that, this would be awesome. Right, let's try this. Oh, watch out for the roller coaster on the left, dude. You see there's a roller coaster up there. So there's the roller coaster track. Look, roller coaster.
Patrick Rossier says, I lived the open cockpit cars in Drive Club also. There's just something about the sensation.
Yeah, the Mono was my favourite car. The Mono is by far my favourite car in Drive Club. I would love to see a Mono on this track. The Mono in this track would just be so amazing.
Patrick Rossier says, Caterham.
Oh, Caterhams are so much fun. They're just such a good car like that. Though I think they're most fun on very small tracks where you just, you know, throwing them around.
Yeah, says, both of them.
Yeah. The other ones, of course, are the KTMs and the Aerial Atoms. The Aerial Atom V8 is just absolutely beast. It's, you know, a handful, and that's, you know, being polite to it. Okay.
Patrick Rossier says, Atom is undrivable.
Exactly. But if GT could make it so you could tame one of those things, it'd be fantastic. Because the back end on the Atom in Drive Club would just come out almost randomly. Though not as much with the steering wheel. You can feel the back end slip and correct a little bit. Oh, too much, too much, too much. Excuse me a second. I need to. Oh, nose. My nose is being silly and itchy. Don't know why. I get that sometimes. Itchy nose syndrome. It's really an annoyance. Right, continue. I think I've totally smoked the AI. Back on the gas. This is kind of one of these fast sections again. And then it's going to be right slow down again after this. And then back up on it again. Oh my good God. And then we're going to be slowing right the way down after this. So just off the gas there, and then we're going to be slowing all the way down. This car is actually insane like this. Yeah. There's that bit that I always mess up on. Not too bad in this car though. It's actually got a lot better. The super softs really, really do help. Watch for the brakes on this. Those are actually really sharp brakes. This is really, really nice to drive, actually. This is actually really nice to drive. And then down across here. Oh, it's a different section of what I'm thinking. I think it's the one that kind of looks like there's a little bridge part. That's the next bit, isn't it? You come down here and there's like a little thing that kind of seems... I always think that looks like a bridge should be there or something. Up here, we're going to come up to one of the fast sections again in a moment. I think. Now we're coming to the slow. Ooh! Watch when you take your foot off the brake on this. It's liking slower feed on those brakes. Or you can really feel the transitions on this sometimes. It does want to pull you a bit. Oh. I was on the brake too much there. Now's the brake point. Coming up to the first horseshoe. Haven't seen my AI competitor anywhere. See that lean box? They really need to do something and fix that. The lean, that thing is just brutal. They need to fix the cage, So it's off brake. It's not. Now it's on brake again. It's some very odd sequences around here. It's a handful, this car. It really is a handful. Yeah, definitely those super soft. Racing super soft, definitely. Oh, this is nice. Back on it. Oh, you could so lose it over that. Okay, full on the gas. Let's see how fast this thing can get. $159, 160. Yeah, the kilometers, miles per hour down there. We're gonna have to watch this after this, because it's gonna want to fling me off if I'm not careful. Don't clip that curb. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't take your foot all the way off the gas on that. So, you take your foot off the gas, the engine braking is what's throwing you around more. This car is awesome. And I do like that. I didn't see what time we did there. I'm gonna have a look on the playback. I do like there's a clock up there, that's kind of handy. Welcome to the channel. If you just joined, you can use...
Rosia says, I'll have to try that.
Dude, it is a really cool car. Yeah. Though obviously that's quite a long time. I'm not up to your level there. Let's try a different type of car. Actually need to have a bit of a throat sweet on this one. My mouth is going dry with the prospect of Nuremberg. Nurburgring is it's a monster. Can I get in the bin because there is a TV in the way?
Rosia says, there's a timer on the dash. That's how I was able to see my time in VR.
Yeah, I know about the timer in the dash, but I wasn't paying attention to the timer on the dash. But you always see that blip right at the end where there is results screen and they just go straight past it, and I'm like, It'd be nice if they just paused it for a second. I mean, this is Gran Turismo Sport, yeah? When you have a driving game and you race around a track, what's the first thing you want to be able to see? How fast did I do it? What was my time? Because it gives you a basis for comparison. And it's something they've tried to stop doing in VR. And in my mind, that is all sorts of wrong for a driving game to say, no, we don't want you to be able to compare times and see these times and all that type of business. That should just be put into the game. That's what gives it real more substance. Time trials, online play, 1v1 even, if it has to be 1v1, fine. But online, with friends. You know? And time trial, come on. The AI, adjustable difficulty on the AI.
Patrick Rossier says, this can't be what GT does with VR. There has to be more coming.
Yeah, agreed. There has to be. I know, obviously, from the whole rumours of different things that on the demos that was in the Netherlands and so on, where they had full people racing against each other. It was full grids of people racing against each other in VR. And that was on the Pro.
Says, if not, we'll have to wait for PS5. Seriously.
Yeah. I know the PS4 Pro, they had a demo showing multiple people online play against each other in VR. But what I think is the problem is, obviously, there has to be the parity thing. So anything you do has to be possible on the standard PS4. Standard PS4 is already compromised for the VR side. It's not as good as the Pro. You get a bit more fuzzy. You don't have, like, people in the crowds. You don't have as much scenery and stuff. So that's cut back there. And they wouldn't get the full. They wouldn't be able to get a full grid, and it still look good.
Says, heard the OG PS4 brought our version down.
Yeah, quite possibly, because you have to. It's Sony's policy that you have to have parity, but there's still a lot that can be done, even within this parameters. It could still be amazing. Just adding a couple of little things. Like I say, that one-on-one versus online time trials. Those are the places to start. Then adding more to it. Like, if you could do single-player campaign parts in VR. The track learning parts. The bits where you actually just learn how to go around these tracks. If you could do that in VR as well, just you on the track, learning how to drive around these tracks. That would be brilliant. More of the driving school challenges in VR. That would be brilliant. Those are things that can definitely be done and be fun for people. Even if you're doing the driving school stuff in VR and not earning the same thing as the flat screen, because obviously the only thing you get in here is the mileage. Anyhow, we're going to move on to a different car, and we're going to do Twilight rather than daytime. I've been doing daytime. We're going to go for a faster car. What do you reckon? What cars should we go for? I prefer to go for something that I have driven. I prefer nimble. Some of these bigger cars can be a bit off. I haven't driven the Lexus. The car that I actually think we could probably go for is, let's say Group 4s. See, all the ends are a little bit, let's order this by groups. By category. Okay. So basically we've started right the way sort of like down with the kart. We've progressed on to Mazda. We've gone through this Gr1 there, so I think we're not going to go on the rally cars, and the road cars can be a bit off sometimes. Even like that's N200, which is still going to be in the same league as the MX-5. Even the N300s can be quite good, N500s, and then you come up to things like these N600s. But I think we want to go faster than that, so I think we're not going to do Group Bs, because those are your rally cars. I think we're looking at the Group 4s. So we're going to go through a Group 4. Is a German track, so I'm tempted to go with a German car.
Saw a weird commercial of for GT, two football players training football first, then talking to each other by phone, then put a sofa on the field to play 1v1 in GT. Like they said, weird.
Yeah. And we all know that the advert for the VR section of GT has been pulled from YouTube. They have all been pulled from YouTube because they showed full-on multiplayer with VR. So I think maybe they couldn't satisfy themselves for the graphic level on the PS4 original and cut that way back and then emergency cut a load of stuff. But I'm hoping that we get something like the time trials at the very least. Right, I'm going to try this Cayman GT4 Club Sport. Haven't driven this car before. We're going to go straight to it. We're going to give it super soft tyres again. Actually, everything from here on out on this track, we're going to put super soft tyres on it.
Patrick Rossier says,
disappointed is an understatement.
Yeah, but the other side on it is there is positives to what's been done in VR, and that's that compare this to something like Drive Club, and it's like, whoa, that's impressive. The resolution and everything else like that, especially on the Pro here, it's pretty damn incredible. Even on the original, it's looking pretty good. I do have to get, from the comparison videos that I've seen, I've got to get my original running GT as well, to take some footage to give you guys a much better comparison video. So I can go through in detail where the differences are. But I have seen somebody else had a really excellent GT VR OG PS4 versus Pro, and they did go through a good amount of detail on that. But it'd be nice to go through possibly track by track and say, look at the difference, that's the original, that's the Pro, here's what to expect. I've also noticed that in VR, it's a dynamic resolution that they're using. So if you have a car that has a really, really complex interior, it pulls the rest of the scene down with it. So it can be highly dependent, I think, on which car you're in. Because some of the detail they've gone to in these cars is horrendous, and the interiors are just full on detail. So, yeah. I mean, the detail in here is beautiful as well. Something I have noticed, I don't know if anyone else, some of the details inside some of these are really just so good, but then there are some where the dials just seem out of place a bit. On the majority of cars, it's excellent. But occasionally there's some of them where the dials
Romo_tone
feel off.
says, is VR more fun than playing the standard way?
Oh yeah. It would be more fun if there was more opponents or more of a challenge involved in terms of other parts to it. But just this whole thing of that you have what is essentially being able to read all of the bumps and undulations of a track makes it so much more different. When you're playing this on a flat screen, it's like, you know, there's an uphill section, but you don't truly feel the presence of it. Whereas here, you really do get that sense of what the track is really like and where everything is. And you can read that road all the way across, and it can have some serious moments. Like that. And it's unfortunate that it's just 1 versus 1 AI, and the AI is stupid. In other words, stupid bad. There needs to be a difficulty to that. But I'm kind of like, I do love the actual game of it though. Ooh. So yeah, it can be. Well, not again. This corner always catches me. I'm gonna get back onto the track, get my mind into it there. Right. Yeah, no, it is super fun. It's just incredible to be able to drive this like it was a real, like the real track, basically. They have done a really good job on the actual build of the VR. It's just lacking the extra competitiveness that you want. So if there was a time trial of this, it would just be so brilliant. If you could have online 1v1 races as well, that would be another step in the right direction of getting the sport element into it. Because it doesn't have that. That's what's missing from the VR, is the true sport element. Otherwise, this is just such a good experience as a driving experience. I hope that's answered your question on that one. But yeah, if you got VR and you're going to get this and you've got this game, it's fantastic. I wouldn't, however, buy this game just for the VR as it stands, because, as I say, gameplay-wise, other than the joy of being able to drive around these tracks in VR like it is, the gameplay element, the competition that you feel from the rest of Gran Turismo has been left out. It's just plainly been left out. And it feels very heavily-handedly left out.
Romu_tone says, brilliant. You may have just convinced me to get VR. I feel like it's well suited to racing.
It is, but for this game, I wouldn't buy the VR just for this game. If you're talking about, say, on something else as well, then yeah. I mean, the other one is Dirt Rally. Dirt Rally is amazingly good fun. There's my quick guides to that and showing you what the difference between the PS4 Pro and the standard PS4 is. Of course, if you've got a really powerful PC, or a good, decent PC that is ready for VR, then
Overwatch
price-wise
says,
Hello.
Hey Overwatch. Yeah, so if you have got a PC that's capable, then the
Patrick
Oculus
Rossier
Rift at the moment is also a good
And
price.
more importantly, you earn absolutely nothing in VR mode. The kilometer for daily workout, and that's it.
Yeah. It doesn't even consume the fuel, does it? Is it just the kilometers and not the fuel? I'm not sure if it does take fuel consumption at all as well. I've got lights on. Can I turn my lights off? No, I can't turn my lights off. I'm sure that's supposed to turn my lights around. But bits like this are magical to do. They really are. But I will say that if you're thinking of buying VR just for this game, no. Dirt Rally, that's incredible. Drive Club is not as good as this in terms of graphical precision. Drive Club's got a lot more going for it in the aspects of the gameplay, because they've got a lot more there as in terms of competition, but it just does not have
_tone
the graphics as
says,
this.
I see. Thanks for the thorough advice.
Yeah. The other one is, do you own a steering wheel already? Because if you own a steering wheel, then it really all comes together. Because you get the whole package of feeling everything through it, the twists, the turns, and that sense of being with it. Though GT's steering is not, it doesn't have the best force feedback in here. Thank you for the follow. That is most kind of you. But yeah, it is an awesome type of experience. This car is really calm on that. So I've been kind of slow around here really. That's just 10 minutes and 10:10. So I had a couple of spills there, but that's really quite slow for going around this track. Although this is the 24-hour, the GT, not the GP. It's the 24-hour, so it's the full 15.77 miles. Right, so that's a Group 4. Let's step up to Group 3. So 10 minutes 10 in a Group 4, but I did have basically a bit of a spill off of there. We're going to do daytime this
Patrick
time.
Rossier says,
Other version is 20 kilometers.
Other version? No. Yeah, 20 kilometers, yeah. So you got 12.95 miles or 15.77 miles, yeah? So this is the part that's most famous. Then you have the GP part, which is the 3.2. And this, the 24-hour, is the sort of combination of the two, where they kind of mash together, though not exactly, because there's a part of the GP that's not in it, and there's a tiny part of how would you pronounce that? Nordschleifer? Nordschleifer. No. I can never pronounce German. I'm terrible at German. I'm terrible at most languages and pronunciation, very much including. But, so, yeah. There's a tiny bit missing from that track, and a tiny bit missing from the GP to make this one. 15.77 miles, which, like you said, is probably about 20-odd kilometres.
Patrick Rossier says,
Schleff.
Schleff. Nordschleife. Is that pronounced, as my bot pronounced it correctly? If my bot has pronounced it correctly, that would be amazing.
Patrick Rossier says,
Not right now.
No. Didn't think it would. My bot's as bad as me. It's good to know, isn't it? Good to know. Well, we're going to try Group 3. And we're going to try this horrendously pink-coloured car. Which I am now wanting to call the Panda NSX Pink. Panther NSX Pink, or Pink Panther. Pink NSX Panther. That's what I'm calling that car.
Patrick
'Cause it's
Rossier
horrendous.
says,
Schleif.
Schleif? Does that sound better? Maybe. Nordschleife?
Patrick Rossier says,
That's better.
Okay. So we're going to drive my pink monstrosity of an NSX, and this car is awesome fun. Welcome to the pink NSX Panther. We had to do some livery things, and of course the colour was said in chat was pink. I don't mind pink though, actually. I think pink is a nice colour. Of course, at one point, pink would have been considered a man's colour, because in old world terms, pink was seen as a man's colour because it was so bright and vibrant and brash that it was seen as a violent colour. So when we do the daytime cloudy with the day you glow almost car, we're going to put super softs on it. I'm also going to level this up because I do actually like this car a lot. So we're going to give that some leveling up. Weight reduction. Because I do like the NSX. I do like the NSX. It has the super soft. Super soft. We're not going to change anything else like that because I will basically destroy the car's handling doing that. Gear differential, we're going to just leave all of that alone as well. Because again, if you don't know what you're doing with this stuff, you can mess something up. The transmission, fully customized, top speed, 180. I've upped the max power and I've upped the weight reduction. So I'm actually going to want to tune this up. So I'm going to aim for 205 miles an hour. I'm going to aim that for 205 and see if that kind of helps. And then maybe if it's bad on the low gears, through the medium gears, maybe we have to drop that down there and maybe gain it up with the 6th gear a bit. We'll see which way that goes. One thing I am noticing actually, while I'm playing in this position, the tracking is being a bugger with my cinema mode at the moment. Really kind of annoying. Right, here we go. So, we've done Group 2. This is going to be Group 3. I do love how they've done the body in here. It is really, really good, actually. Woohoo! I'm going to be doing that. I normally don't do that, but I'm doing the retry. That was just pathetic on my part. I messed up terribly. That Dodge that we've got behind us. Down into 3rd for there, that's better. Down into 2nd. Then back up onto the power. He's going to be gaining fast, I bet. We'll be down into 2nd for here again. Still on the brake, down into 1st. Up through the power. It's been a 2nd for this one as well. No, 3rd. Then across, up on power, second for the next one. This one comes up quite quick on you, so beware. On the power, because the AI seems to be very aggressive through that one. Down on second again, get the RPM up. Power up again. Power all the way through here. Across. And you've got to be good on this one. I was a little early on the turn, I was too aggressive. I messed that up. Yeah, that is a dodge. You can see him in the rearview mirror now. First, second, down to first. In this car, it's quite good on that. Third, still up third. Fourth, keep the fourth. Down to third on the next one, I think. This one, third, then down to second. Watch out for that AI coming up fast. On the gas, off the gas, drop a gear, power up, through, off the gear, down second, up onto the gas again. That is so much fun. That is just such a combo. It really does make you work. Off the gas for there, otherwise you're going to go flying off the track. Back down again, up. Try and get all the speed back again. Off the gas on this next corner. Or you're going to go flying off. On the gas, back onto brake, all the way down to second. Watch out for the AI coming up sneakily behind you. He's going to get there kind of fast. Next sequence of turns is really kind of one where I mess up a lot. I think it's some of the left turns here and then into a sharp right. And I have a tendency to go and mess it up, so this bit. That's the bit that I mess up. That's the sharp left. I always end up messing that bit up. I know it's around there somewhere. I know it's coming, but I never remember to get it right yet. Again, off the power a bit. Back on. And then down again. I went too far. Off power, back up. And then down in second again. Around, we're going to be back on the power, probably up to fourth or fifth, and then straight off of it again. Gotta watch for these corners though, so some of them you're not on the brakes, but you're not off the power fully, down into second. First even. Wow. I didn't realise I had to go that far. And again, we've got another section here where we're going to have to, on the brakes, down in second, calm, on it. It has a lot of those bits where they uphill, get the revs, nice and hard, up through the mid, all the way up to the top.
I've been driving this track since GT4 or 5, so I've had time to learn it.
Yeah. The last time I drove this track, because was a PlayStation 2, was GT3 A-Spec 2. A-Spec, sorry. That was the last Gran Turismo game that I owned before this one. So it's been quite some time since I've had the pleasure. And I always had some problems with this. My short-term memory is not so great, and I sometimes forget it. So I think on a 2D screen, it's not always as memorable. I think it, hopefully it'll sink in more in the VR. Coming up on the horseshoe.
Gr1.
says, I'm happy with the time I did in the Gr1 in VR.
Oh yeah, you're in the Toyota one, wasn't it? I haven't tried the Toyota. I love the Mazda actually. Not the Mazda. Not the Mazda, the Dodge. The Dodge GT Gr1 is incredible machine if you ask me. It just feels so nice. I love this bit. That is such a beautiful combination of corners. And then into that lovely combo as well, and then back down and...
Player says,
3 of my VR games download today for an update. Is that sign for my VR is coming?
You've got no sign? There's no sign of it yet? Or have they told you it's coming? Sorry. It didn't sound... I couldn't make sense on it there. That was... yeah, that was odd. Right. It's a shame I just messed that up there. And there's our absent-minded AI. What are we at? 825. So the gearing ratio is too high. I need to back the point
Overwatch
down.
player says,
Still don't if my VR is coming or not.
Okay. Well, hopefully you'll get that soon.
Overwatch player says,
And I don't know where it's gone.
Well, it's with Sony, yes. They've given receipt of it. I take it. They've told you they received it, or you got recorded post to make sure that that's been done. I hope. I didn't notice what the time was there. But that's with the Group 3. It's a good fun car, but I need the car settings on that is too high. That can be made to go faster. I think that car possibly back down there.
Overwatch player says,
They just said it was going to Sony, and it's been like 3 weeks now.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it'll be back soon. But I hope you hear soon. Could be one of those things where it suddenly turns up and you're like, oh, okay. Right,
Patrick
so I'm going to
Rossier
have that set
says,
about there.
all the way at the bottom is the gear ratio.
Yeah, no, there's the final gear ratio there.
Romo_tone.
But you can
says,
also get it to do a
Entertaining
setup there.
stream. Salsa. I enjoyed watching. Have to head to work. Biblethump. But I'm sure I'll pop back in again. Keep it up, smiley face.
Take it easy, dude. Thank you for
Patrick
joining.
Rossier
Thanks for joining the
says,
chat.
Don't change the max speed.
Why not? When you change the max speed, it does the gearing ratios for you. As you can see there, it's doing the whole gear ratio and keeping it like an even keeled gear ratio. So that's doing an auto set. I mean, you could do the final one if you do when you do that, that sets that down to that. Six, 3. Okay, that's slightly higher there. Because it's the same if I do final gear. It changes all of them like that. I click to restore defaults there. There we go, there's the factory normal. See, I don't know what the difference between doing that there and doing final gear. So, what would your advice there be on the thing? Just do the 6th? Or do that? Because if I change this here, and push that, other way. If I push that way, you can see obviously the grid is changing across there. So it's...
Grossia says,
It's more refined at the bottom.
than the auto. So what you're saying is, yeah. By changing this one, which we go that way, it'll do smaller steps there. And then I can say, right, let's say I want the final gear there to be about 200. Then that should probably be a bit more finer on that. Okay, fine enough. But what we're going to do is actually switch car. That's the Group 3. We're working our way up. We are working our way up. Too drab in the morning. It's really overcast. I like either the afternoon or the twilight, I think, with this track. So we want to change up again by category. We've had our Group 3s there. I don't have any Group 2s. Is there a Group 2? Is there a Group 2? That's a good question. Let's see if I can buy a car. Have we got something like that's in between that Group 3 and the Group 1? It would be good to have anything that's between that that sort of group thing. Jaguars probably aren't going to cut that. Let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick look here and see if we've got something that's a little bit between the Group 3 and the F-Type. Does look cool. Right, McLaren maybe? Does McLaren do something that could be in between? So you've just got Group 3 and then Group 1. There's nothing that's kind of in between the two there. Because it is mad, the Group 1s are insane cars. Though, looking at the time, it's close to the time when I should be thinking, right, we do that and then we look at ending. Because I do have work tomorrow. Bugatti. See again, the Bugatti, Group 4, Group 1s, N1000s, whole Vision in Group X, which I've got that car. What was spectacular? This has got to be a concept. No, this is just their official thing because of the timekeeping is by. How about something in the Ferrari or Lamborghini? Is there something in the middle there? Again, no. It's Group 3s or Group 1. Let's do the Group 1. Right, we'll go Group 1. Oh, daily workout. I have a car. What we get? Oh, I want. No. Okay. I don't know. Can I see the car you've got? Actually, you've got the Toyota. The Toyota Group 1. You got Vision cars. That's a Group 3. And you basically have, these are the same, not the same. It's this one that you've got is the Group 1 that you've got.
Says N1000.
N1000s are between. Are the N1000s between? Okay. I don't think I have it. I do have one N1000 car. Or is an X? No. The N1000s are rather heavy like that. I don't have the same Toyota as you do in the Group 1.
Patrick Rossier says
N1000.
Yeah, I don't have one. And they're expensive N1000s, aren't they? So, I mean, I think the only N1000 there was the Bugatti. Or was there one in the Ferraris? Yeah, it's the N1000. I don't have 2 million to spend. There's that one. Is there any other N1000s? In the Lamborghini, maybe? I reckon all the N1000s are probably going to be... no, that's an N800. And that's like 3 million. So that the M800 would be above the Group 3. Yeah. But again, that's too expensive. I don't have the money for it. Got an N1000 there. Again, too expensive. La Ferrari. La Ferrari. They are beautiful cars. Again, too expensive to buy. There'll be nothing over here on the Asia Pacific. Again, Group 1s. And that's the one you've done Nürburgring as well, isn't it? That beast. Nissan? Nissan surely wouldn't. No. There's this very odd Nismo Group 1. The air tunnel actually goes all the way through that car. So if you're in behind this car, you can actually look down through the bottom.
Chat is very late. Don't listen to me.
Okay. Right. Let's do the Group 1. This is where it gets real. This is where it gets real scary. I expect to crash a good bit with this. I do really, honestly expect me to crash a good bit with this.
Patrick Rossier says,
Takes much longer than it did before to speak.
Yeah, you're maybe just catching delays. It could be just my delay to stream. I am actually on the YouTube side. This is a full 1080, 60 frames a second stream. So the latency is probably what's killing you there. So, because you're looking on the YouTube side, there will be more latency than there is on the Twitch side. The Twitch side is 720p at either 30 or 60 frames, and the YouTube side is actually doing 1080 at 60 frames. So there's a lot more of a latency build up on the YouTube side than there is on the Twitch side. Hence that time dilation in you typing something and then you hearing me hear it back. Right, we're going to do one of the scary ones. I'm going to use more of a favourite. Let's make sure that I can see everything. Actually, I'll do a bit of comparison. I'll do one that I'm not as au fait with, but I think is an amazing car to see. I think we'll do, because this one you can't read out so much so easily. My favourite at the moment of the Gr1 cars is this Dodge SRT Tomahawk. I think it's just incredible. It's amazing good fun. But as a futuristic car, the Mazda is kind of like, what the hell have they built here? And then you've actually got the more real world Group 1s there. So you've got this the Audi is obviously a real world Group 1 one. And I thought I had there's this one, the Peugeot. Again, another real world. I thought I had
Patrick
a Toyota.
Rossier says,
Nice, this is going to be amazing.
Let's do the. We're going to do the one that I don't like as much first, and then we're going to go to the one that I actually do like a lot more. But just because this is an amazing car in terms of its look. I wish my seat was in the different position, because it's, you know, a 24-hour type GP car. Your legs are right up, and your backside would basically be lower than your legs in the real car. That sort of F1 style thing going on. Actually, it's more extreme than the F1
Patrick
seating
Rossier
position.
says,
You might not. Brakes on these cars are spot on.
Right. We're going to put the tyres. We aren't racing hard. We want super softs. So. Sorry, I'm just.
Patrick Rossier says,
You might not crash too much.
I will crash. I will crash because I will forget something, and the layout of this track as well. I always forget a little something, and these cars are so fast. Alright, I want to change something here. Here's a trick. Do this. Too high. That's better. That's kind of the right place. But I want to do that. No. You need to get the right position so I can look without that's right. It is incredible doing this though. Oh, needed first gear with that. Again, the whole thing of them blacking out the cage just really bugs me. Really does bug me. They need to fix that. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here comes the fun. Ooh. Yeah, I messed that up. That was a shame, that was a shame. Gotta watch it on this bit. Those brakes. If you're feeling the G-force on it, it'd be amazing.
I didn't say anything.
No, you didn't. But like I said, I still have a lot to learn about this track. Oh, I keep on doing that. I keep on doing that. That's nasty of me. I just wanted revenge, really. For an earlier race, not this one. And he got his vengeance. That's something the AI does as well. It sometimes catches your back rear and will fling you around. But one of the things that is actually really amazing with having that AI there is when you're up behind him like this and you can see that as a car in front of you.
Motor Engines Games says,
Subscribe my channel please for more videos and
Motor Engines Games says,
like.
Oh,
Motor Engines Games says,
Hello.
hi. Yeah. And here we go for horseshoe. This bit I love. Oh, I put on the gas a bit early. Messed that up.
Patrick Rossier says,
Don't make adverts for your channel on someone else's channel. That's rude, mate.
It is. He didn't try to do a link at least, but the bot would catch that. If there's people I want to advertise, like PSVR World, I would, because I'm doing collaborations with them. There's PSVR Paul.
Motor
He's really cool.
Engines Games says, sorry.
Other people we've got collabs coming up with. We've obviously got PSVR Without Parole, and also Nathy. So we've got the collab going on with all of those channels at the moment, and a lot of them do a lot of PSVR news, and obviously Nathy does news for everything VR. He does everything on Games VR, everything. And I mean everything. Ooh. And I've let off a little bit. And we're on the second horseshoe. And it's coming round, and that one was cleaner. And we're almost at the big straight. And this is where it gets a little bit ridiculous. Because when you get that big straight, if I don't... Rats. If I don't mess up like that, which I did, I really do hate they do that blackout thing. They really need to fix that, because that is too aggressive on the blackout thing. Oh, wrong way. And again, should be that way. Oh, right, let's go. This is the straight. We'll see how fast this car gets up to. So that's miles per hour down there on the left. 200, 8th gear. 211, 14, 17. And then back onto second, through the chicane. I messed up a good bit there. So my crashes have cost me a good couple of minutes. But this one was the Mazda. It's an amazing car, but it's not my favourite. Yeah, so if people haven't been seeing stuff lately or have seen some of my streams, you would have noticed something that had been going on. And that's kind of, you end up seeing something like that. If you want to find out what's been hacking my stream there, go check out PSVR World. And there is a Beep's birthday video there, and you'll find out what's going to be happening. It should hopefully be good fun with someone who's been really creative. Really does deserve some props for what he's doing, and I'm privileged to kind of be a part of that. Very, very privileged to be in the good company of PSVR World, Polish Paul, with Out Parole, and of course Nathan. So that's really cool. Right, we're going to do a car that I really love this car actually. I think for the GP ones, the Duke Group ones even. It's been my favourite so far, and that's this one, the Dodge SRT Tomahawk. It's just insane. It really is nuts. It's one of these. It's another one of these Vision Gran Turismos. So, but you see the car, it just like, oh my word! You can see it actually on. If you look onto that way, this graphic above me, that is that car. So that's from a replay that I did on this track, and I went back and did the replay, and you can take the photo of the replay from when you're driving in VR as well, just as you would on the normal. Let's make sure we've got these. So I've already done the super softs on this. Yeah. I'm going to take the driving line off this now. Actually, yeah, we'll take the driving line off. We don't need the driving line on there anymore, I don't think. Not that I strictly follow the driving line anymore. But, look at this thing! It is a beautiful car, this. Though we do notice that when I'm driving this car normally, that AI likes to get quite aggressive, but that car does look awesome as well. But inside that car, I'm really not as keen on the interior of that car as I am the exterior of it. It is a really cool thing on that. Kind of using the first gear to slow myself down a bit. Shouldn't be, but I am. I was. Oh, it's okay. We'll live with that. Not ideal, but hey, it does restrict your vision quite a bit. Sometimes this car, but in the vertical, on the horizontal around you, it's got some excellent visibility, and those electronic screens for that just work so well. See what I mean about the AI, once it butts into you, it will literally keep butting into you. And I did screw there up a bit because I should have been a bit faster. Oh, always that one. I always forget that one. Don't know why. That corner. Even back in the day on Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec, it used to always be that same corner that used to get me. You would think that after so many years, I would have learned. Oh well, we get to see this car in front of me for a little bit. Not that long. I thought it was going to be more aggressive. Go on, go for it, mate. Come on, I want to see it. Can you imagine actually racing with all the cars doing proper speed and getting to see them in behind here and do a good hard race where you had to make the effort to try and do this? If you had to make the effort to try and do that, it would be amazing. For me, I think with these, and oh, I didn't slow down enough for that corner. Out of the way, cone. The challenge for me is remembering all of this track. I think I've got a better chance of it with the VR than I do on the flat screen, just because there are more visual clues, plus it takes on that more real life, real world thing.
Patrick Rossier says,
Go in arcade mode, you start dead last and need to pass them all. Good luck.
Yeah. That would be amazing. Ooh, in VR. That'd be so incredible to have that type of experience in here. First in this car around the horseshoe.
Patrick Rossier says,
While I'm off, time for some sleep. See ya, salsa.
Take it easy, mate. Stay saucy, you know? Good driving on this track, by the way. I mean, that video was awesome. Really was. Oh, come on. Oh, that was beautiful. That was so much fun. That was a really nice combo. That felt so good.
Rossier says,
Thanks, it was exhilarating. Catch you next time.
Take it easy, buddy. Have some good sleep. And like I say, that was some amazing stuff that you've got. I've got a long way to go to catch your times, but I'm going to enjoy getting there. Look at this. 216. I was a little bit over enthusiastic there. And then we're back to the start, the GP part. Oh, I love this car. I mean, what an awesome beast is this car. It's just so, so good. Oh, I love it. I do wonder if that car could be made to go that bit faster. It would be amazing if it could. But as you can see, I've got it leveled up there. That's a bit high. Let's restore the default, so I may have messed up a bit. Let's change that so we're doing. See. Push that a little bit there. think it's doing the 270, 17. I might want to push it. If we try 221 on the next time. I think, should we see what it says there? 227 is the default. After I've done that, I'll push that to say 230. You always find that you can get that bit extra maybe on top. I didn't do the best run there, but it was good fun. I want to do one last one. We're going to finish off after just doing this one last run with what I'm kind of seeing as my favourite Gr1 car at the moment. And it is an insane car, so... I mean, just look at this. Oh. Up again. Keep on the gas through this bit. All the way up. And then straight on the hard brakes. And straight up again. And then all the way down again. Second gear. Bit of a blip. And then hard on the brakes again. And then we have this quite fast, aggressive changing section, and down, and on, and then down again. And then it's like on gas, off gas, down gears, on gas, off gas, on gas, back on, down, and across, and then we're on the gas again. I mean, that is a absolutely insane combination of corners. A little bit of a break there. Full on speed, speed, speed. Here we go, off the gas. On again, down. Back on the gas straight away, and then it's going to be another part of slowing down up here, which I always mess up. And I don't this time. I'm learning. Back on gas, off, and back on. Down a gear, up a gear, keep off. Let's just string those together and then back on again. And then back on the brakes. And then back on it again. ready to come on the brakes again in a moment. There it is. And then back on aggressively again, and then back. One brake down, and then back on the gas again. It's just such an exhilarating ride of course this. The track is just incredible. The car feels amazing. It's just awe-inspiring. Takes everything you've got to try and keep this thing. Back on it again. I came off a bit too hard there. It was this corner that I was thinking. I thought this was, that last corner was that one, but it wasn't. We're coming up to the horseshoe. And then back all the way down into first. Around that horseshoe. And then we're going to roll off to the right. Back on it. And then it's got to be boom, down a gear, full up again. Careful, and down again, and on it again. And then we've got these amazing sequences. Down a gear, off, brakes, up, brakes, up again. On it, down, brakes, on it, brakes, on it again, off. I need to brake there as well. That's such a shame. I was doing so well. And then I messed it up. We have this super fun part here. And then there's another nice sequence here that just feels really good. That is just so beautiful to do. Oh, he didn't. He did. The AI just pushed me off. That is such a shame. Come on. Right, that was such a shame. That was going so well. And then we're going to be back on the power, see how fast we can get this thing to go this time. Two 12, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Oh, that could have been an absolute disaster. We pull out ahead of him. Unfortunately, those couple of crashes near the end really cost me a lot. It's a shame because that was just... oh. That would have been a beautiful way to end it, with a nice, good, full-on, clean lap. And then a couple of mess-ups happen, mistakes happen, then the AI, if it hits you, I found the AI will not actually slow down, back off. It will literally just keep on going and pound you with this car, and it's rather unfortunate and feels really, really nasty and vindictive. But the VR part of this is just awesome, awesome, awesome. But for now, we're going to leave that for now. And I've definitely got PSVR hair. Definitely got PSVR hair. Other way around helps. I need to get a new pair of headsets. These are a bit broken. Okay. Thanks for joining in the stream, those who did. Anyone who came to watch and was just lurking, I hope you enjoyed it. If you are on YouTube, then please give me a like if you like. Give me a dislike if you don't like. Though I'd much rather you give me a like. If you're watching it back, come back and give some comments to the video and what you thought. If you haven't subscribed, then please subscribe with the button that's going to be over there. And there's a video to check out up there. And there is another video to check there. Oh, Project Moses, help us fight.